Hi, I'm Congressman Jeff Denham, and today I'm joined by Secretary of Transportation Anthony Foxx, my good friend that we've worked on a number of different transportation issues together. Welcome to our Facebook Live presentation.
Congressman, thank you so much. You're a great friend, and it's wonderful to be here with you this afternoon.
Thank you. Well, we've got some questions from folks in the district. Why don't we start with our first one?
Hello, Mr. Secretary. Thank you for the opportunity to ask you some questions. My name is Michael Stoosh. I'm chairman of the San Joaquin Transit District and also a city councilman here in the city of Ripon. Over the last few years, we have heard about the potential insolvency of the Highway Trust Fund and the Mass Transit account. What are your thoughts on long-term stable funding for public transit?
Well, that's a great question. These are not softballs. Apparently, you get real questions here. Look, Congress has put a bit of a floor under the Highway Trust Fund when they passed the FAST Act back last year in 2015. This provides 5 years of a funding source for the transportation system. Actually makes a modest increase in the amount of money that's going into the system over that same period of time. And I might add, the FAST Act put in place some very important investments that I think are going to be critical to the country, including a funded freight program, for example, and also continuing some of the discretionary programs that have been so important to so many communities across the country. But your point is well taken, which is that even though the FAST Act is a $302 billion bill over the 5-year period of its life, we still have a massive infrastructure deficit in our country. We still have roads and bridges and transit systems and other forms of transportation that still need significantly more investment. And to deal with that issue, I think we've got to fundamentally make a decision as a country as to whether we want to be a single mode country or a multimodal country. We have airports that need investment. We have roads that need investment. We have rail systems that need investment. We also have transit systems that need investments. And my own view is that we're going to have some combination over the long haul of some type of vehicle miles traveled approach to paying for the surface systems that we need, with or without the existing gas tax. And we're also going to need to think about how to make those investments more flexible in how they are used. It's one thing to raise the money, it's another thing to have the money going to where the demand is. And I think for both rural, suburban, and urban environments, the needs are different, the mode choices are going to be different, and our system has to be flexible enough to meet all of those demands.
Thank you, and I agree. We need to have a combination. I'm looking forward to next year working with both parties, with both houses and the new administration to make sure we're looking at a full combination of different types of funding. So you've been great to work with as we've funded the FAST Act for the next several years, but we need to be looking long-term at a trust fund that is multi-generational. So that's looking at everything from lifting the export ban to having new revenues coming in from other countries, to making sure that right here at home, do we have dedicated lanes that are toll lanes? Do we have vehicle miles traveled? Is there something we can do with the current trust fund and the gas tax to make it solvent? So we're always looking forward to new opportunities, but we are in agreement that we've got to have a combination to make sure that we've got that long-term funding in place. Mike, thank you very much for the question. We have another one?
Thank you, Secretary Foxx. My name is Vito Chiesa, Stanislaus County Supervisor, District 2, and Chairman of the Stanislaus Council of Governments. My question to you is, in the FAST Act, you have a pilot program for the state of California that allows reciprocity between NEPA and CEQA, which is the California Environmental Quality Act. Without it, it's very costly and time-consuming for local municipalities. My question is, what are you doing to ensure this pilot program is implemented quickly?
That's a great question, Vito, and it is something that is very important to me. I'm a former mayor, so I come from local government, and I believe very much that we need to have the important protections that exist within our system, but we also need to have the kind of expeditious movement of things through that system. And that's one of the reasons why President Obama has been so insistent that we have a dashboard where we put major projects and put the kind of transparency around those projects to ensure that there is enough pressure on the bureaucrats, if you will, to move those projects through the system. We've also initiated, and the FAST Act, which Congressman Denham was so instrumental in passing, also has given us the authority to set up Build America Bureau, which is helping us accelerate our permits that move through the system, particularly if they're tied to public-private partnerships. And then finally, we've worked very hard to ensure that we're accelerating our permits through the Federal Highway Administration Everyday Counts program, which is doing a lot to move projects through faster. On the pilot program specifically, it's funny, no good deed goes unpunished, and in the context of the pilot, it's a great idea. It actually requires us to go through a rulemaking process, believe it or not, and we now are in the later stages of the review of that, and I hope that we're able to get that out in the next several weeks as an NPRM, and hopefully the pilot gets stood up shortly after that.
Well, Vito, thank you very much for your question, and we'll be doing more Facebook Live sessions in the future. Appreciate you being with us today.